I'm sure some of you will be wondering, this guy again. Yes, it's me, Oluwatosin JEDI, and I am your host on my favorite show. And I believe it's your own favorite show as well. In your vicinity with JEDI, the story continues. My next guest is one of Nigeria's finest. Let me end it there. When you watch, you know what I'm talking about, because I had a great time talking with him and he dropped a lot of nuggets to life. Watch this and I'll be right back. Hey, I am back on your screen, and this time around I am once again in the city of Dallas, in the state of Texas, in the United States of America. My name is Oluwatosin JEDI. Look, this particular episode is dear to me. This is one of the top actors from Nigeria. This is one of the best hosts, voiceover artists. He is also a great singer, and he was on the platform of one of the leading TV shows in the whole country of Nigeria. Most importantly, he's my guy, he's my friend, and he's my brother. We're going to be chatting a lot today. I have the greatest honor to bring to you today on this particular episode of the show, the one and only, the handsome, the good looking. He lost weight recently. He has even added more to the muscles, looking more handsome. Please give it up for the one and only Joeseph Benjamin. He's my guy.
Oh my goodness.
Now look at this. I ran into him on a set. I had to steal him to quickly look at him. Everybody is busy. There are even guys behind the camera. They're watching us. Everybody is busy. I was like, I came to see someone, but I ran into him. And you know, the way I don't want to use the word sink. Let me use the word sank. I just told him about it and he was like, what are we waiting for? And here we are today. Thank you, brother.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. It's an honor.
Man.
To be It's an honor, man. With that kind of introduction, man, it's a wrap.
I don't even think I did the needful in the introduction. I had to summarize it.
No, that's perfect, man. That's perfect, man. I was
It is
back,
so good to see you.
Same here, man. We've come a long way, man.
Bro.
Yes.
Bro.
Yes.
You see, a lot of people celebrate the story, like the glory, but they don't know the story.
Absolutely.
They don't have a clue
They don't.
how the story happened.
Nah, they don't.
And when we try, that's the reason behind some of these things I do.
Absolutely.
It has to be very real, and the content has to be very educating, entertaining, inspiring, impactful.
Absolutely.
So a lot of people just know you, but they don't really know some stories about you. Do you understand? So
Absolutely.
I am looking for the opportunity, which I just got by the hand of God, to showcase these details. So it's an inspiration to someone watching. It's educating, it's impactful.
Absolutely.
So for the journey of Joeseph Benjamin, from when he was born till where he is today, he has achieved so much. Now, how can we describe, or how can you explain to us? Or just tell us, how's the journey been?
Wow. You know, JEDI, if we start, it's like we're literally going to take the whole, I'm sure an episode might not be.
No, it's okay. We can cut it. We can cut it to like 4 or 5 episodes. A lot of people want to see Joeseph.
I know. Wow. JEDI, all I can say is that my story and my journey has been just grace, okay? Because I look at how it's been where we started from. You know, I remember...
Please don't make me cry.
No, it's fine, JEDI. It's okay to cry.
Don't make me cry.
You know, the funny thing is, the other day, I think it was like last month or so, I just stumbled on it. Was somebody that told me about it, about a film, the first film I did in 1995, and he stumbled on it on YouTube.
Sorry, hold on. 1995.
1995, JEDI.
Some of you were born in 95. So if you dare run into him and he's one of your favorite stars, don't just shout his name. Put uncle in front of it. Do you understand me? 1995.
1995. I was like, wow. I took that clip because it was just I was in 2 scenes in the movie, and I took that clip. I was like, my goodness. I was a young lad then, of course, and this thing was done back in the day then, when of course the likes of Lloyd Weaver from Swift Studios was back then in our background. You know, I'm like, because I remember that movie, Ramsey just came off of Fortunes. You know, Fortunes was a big hit at that time.
This is one rule on my show. Any name mentioned is like a divine arrangement. Then we prophesy it. Ramsey, the bros, I am going to interview you.
Absolutely.
Watch out for me. I am coming for you. Fire on.
Yes, we had the likes of Ramsey, who just came off Fortunes then. Of course, Patata, who is now in Germany. And Victoria Yama. Patata. Exactly.
Some of you don't know who Patata is. Oh, those are one of the young, handsome faces.
Yes.
You know, when you pick up the young, handsome faces, you were looking at Emeka Ike, Patata, Ramsey Noah, this guy. I'm looking at his Chidi Mokame. Just a whole lot of them who are like, how will I put it? Like the young face of looking good then.
Yes, absolutely. We had Pat Atta, Ramsey Noah, who was that? Sandra Chums, Victoria Yama,
Sandra Chums,
Ejike Asiebu. Like it was an ensemble, honestly. And I took that clip and I put it on Instagram. I was like, wow. When I looked at myself, I'm like, you know, the killer for me there was my Bobby Brown punk. So JEDI, I looked at this and I was like, my goodness, we've come a long way. I look at the journey, and then it took me back to the days of me acting in Tales by Moonlight. You understand? Do you understand? JEDI! I was like, my goodness, we've come a long way in this journey. And then today, you know, that's why I'm so passionate about helping people increase their capacity, especially their mental capacity. Because if I look at all of the seeming discouragements back then, I would not be here. I remember we go to auditions there and they tell like, you did so well, but if you were a little older, if you looked a little older, there was always a but.
That but like negates the good they've already said.
Exactly, but JEDI, the funny thing was that I didn't understand that but was actually fueling my passion and desire to keep going. Do you understand? And that's why I tell a lot of these young folks, sisters, I say, look, if you're not passionate about this thing, don't even bother. Don't bother. If fame and fortune is what you're after, then you get frustrated. Do you know the funny thing? The fame and the fortune are natural things that come. They're natural perks that will be attached to it. As long as it's the passion that is driving you, and it's the passion that has kept me on up until now. Look at us here now, all the way in the United States of America. Remember when I left Nigeria, a lot of people were like, dude, have you lost it? Are you like...
Oh, I heard the same thing too.
Exactly. Yes,
yeah, I heard the same thing too.
Like, are you insane? But the thing is, they don't understand that I was looking at the bigger picture. God bless Nigeria, our roots and our foundation that helped us, you know, build this brand and this craft, you understand? But the thing is, see, we are made from Africa, but we are made for the world.
Say it again, please. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. We are made from Africa,
but we are made for the world.
I don't know where you're watching, but it should be on your WhatsApp status right now. Right there. Just put it on your WhatsApp status. We are made from Africa, but we are made for the world.
Yes. And the moment we begin to understand that, it will increase our mental capacity. That's why you see when you're in Nigeria or whatever part of Africa you're operating from, you feel comfortable with whatever achievements you have, because at that point, your mental capacity does not grow beyond there. You don't see yourself beyond there. But the moment you move away from that place, which is seemingly your comfort zone, you begin to understand that you've not even scratched the surface.
Oh, yeah.
That there's a lot more that you're capable of doing.
Oh, yeah.
But you can't understand or see that capability until you come out of your comfort zone.
Which is almost like the saying in the Yoruba land, like, if you do not step out of your father's farm, you will think that your father's farm is the biggest.
Absolutely, JEDI. Absolutely. And that's why the likes of us, we took that plunge. We took that leap of faith and said, you know what? Because I know what I want, and greatness always comes at a price. If you're not willing to pay that price, then do not bother to aspire for greatness. Don't. And through that journey to get there, always know that, look, it's a transformational process. It's progressive, it's transformational and progressive. Transformational in the sense that you will cut off all of the rough edges from yourself so that you can
finesse it.
Exactly, so that you can find yourself transition into the next level. That's why it's progressive. Transformational, you cut off. Progressive, you transition into the next level, onto the next. And for each phase, there is a transformation that has to happen.
So, if you're not ready to hear but, if you're not ready to hear no, and if you're not ready to pay the price, if you're not ready to pay your dues,
don't even bother. Don't even bother. Don't even bother. Look at JEDI. Okay, fine. In your zone, right? You meet, here I am, this is my place, this is my thing, okay? And I haven't seen you, the last time I saw you was like
3-4 months ago.
You understand? And the last time you saw me, I remember you
we were on the movie set.
On the movie set. I remember you spoke about my losing weight here. Yes, I know, yes. I did that on purpose, okay? Because it's transformational, it's progressive in this journey. The last time you saw me with beard.
Yes!
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly, JEDI. That's part of the transformation I'm talking about and being progressive. I told people, when a lot of people saw this with me, they're like, this is new, you look different. I said, that's the thing. Change is a constant thing. And also remember, never allow people put you in a box of predictability. Never.
Sorry, I'm just trying to digest it.
I understand.
Never allow people
put you
in a box
of predictability.
So that they don't see it coming.
Exactly, because the moment you allow them do that, they take away the power from you. Because at that point, now what you've done is that you've relinquished every control to them. They determine what you do, how you do, when you do it.
Welcome back. You understand, or you may not know why I am like feeling this way. And you're wondering what's the feeling about. We went on a break, and the depth of knowledge coming out from this man, I had to tell him, shut up. Wait, let's come back. So I've been looking forward to coming back on screen. So welcome back. It's still the show. And I'm here with my friend, my guest, my brother, the one and only multiple award-winning Joeseph Benjamin. And we're going to pick up from where we were talking. Mind you, I ran into him on a movie set. So I had to snatch him just for a few minutes to quickly talk with him. And from there, we'll take it on. Okay, so I'm sure you'll be hearing some background movements and noise and things like that. But it's part of the show. We're very real here. Welcome back, Joeseph.
Thank you.
So while we went on a break, you mentioned something about perception, perspective, percentage.
Yes.
Now, is it okay if you can quickly pick up from there before I go to the question I was going to ask you?
Yes. Okay. You know, before we went on a break, I'd said something, and I'd said that
you don't allow people to box you.
Yeah, put you in a box of predictability.
Yeah.
Because the moment you allow people to put you in a box of predictability, they take the power from you. At that point, they determine who you are, what you do, when you do it. You no longer have control over yourself because their opinion matters.
Especially on social media.
Exactly. And see, the thing is, opinion is like, pardon my phrase, but opinion is like bad breath. I would say it that way. Everyone has it. Sometimes, or make it.
We agree.
Sometimes you might.
Agree.
You understand?
Yes.
It might be. You get it, and it's a personal thing. Okay, and perception is also a personal thing. But the thing people fail to understand is that perception is not always reality. Perception is not always reality. My example.
Perception
is not always reality.
Not always reality. You can tweet it if you wish.
It's not always
Perception
reality.
is not always reality.
reality is this shirt is red. But another person might come and say,
it's like wine.
It's like wine. It's
burgundy.
Orange. It's burgundy. It's a shade of red. That's perception. Is it reality?
No.
No. Exactly my point. So someone takes whatever it is you've done, an action you've taken or something, and you're like, I don't think you should do it this way. I don't think it's fine. You perceive or you see it that way. That is your own perception. That's your opinion. Is it the reality? No. Do I discount it? No. You are entitled to it. But at the end of the day, the reality sticks with me. It sits with me. Because I'm the owner of that vision.
Now, this has guided you over the years.
Yeah.
Especially moving from one set to the other. Be it a movie set, or maybe a TV production set, or even a musical set.
Yeah.
How have you been able to manage these values and these teachings around you? Because you still keep meeting people in real life, not just in maybe social media or they said, or the news or whatever has been written on the blog about you. What of in real life? How do you manage this? Because there are people you meet that can annoy you on set. Do you slap them? Do you... But you know, my brother, we know that.
He fought it too bad.
Wow!
A brain rearranger.
Like the sound has Twitter. They tweeted, it's like they mix the sound of that slap.
It will rearrange the brain. Just rearrange the brain.
There are people like that, very annoying.
Absolutely, my brother. I absolutely agree with you. The one thing I've learned over time as a person who is very big on mental balance, okay? Not saying that I don't have bad days, that I've not had my bad moments and, times when I felt like, it was all, yeah, we all do. Because people who are always strong for everyone, sometimes you also need strength. Take, for instance, the truck that goes to deliver gas to the gas station.
Yes.
Guess what? If that truck does not have gas, can it move?
No.
It also needs gas.
Hey! Hey! Joeseph, why now? You just threw me off balance.
You didn't know where that was
Oh, man!
Yes, the truck also needs gas. Even though it's going to deliver gas to a gas station, it needs gas. Okay? So those who are constantly giving, sometimes, yes, you need gas. Okay? So for someone who's understood, you get it, who over time I've tried to build mental balance for myself, is the one thing I do is I just know how to guard my space. I might not necessarily say, look, shut up or tell them, no. I'll guard my space, I'll stay in my corner. Okay? Whatever it is that is going on, I'll internalize it. I'll just keep everything inside. I'll keep everything. Okay, when I need to speak, I'll speak. Because I understand that, look, reaction and action are two different things. Reaction is what you do on the spur of the moment. When something happens, you react. But action is something you do after a thought process. Okay?
You just reminded me of what one of my friends said on this show. He said, you must learn how to respond, not react.
Exactly. It's the same thing as action. And your response would have gone through a thought process.
Yes.
Before you do it. But reaction, you just go. You hit, no. They hit you hit, okay? So I've learned how to do that, okay? And so I keep myself, because I understand that, look, for every reaction, there's a repercussion.
Yeah, just like Isaac Newton. To every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
Boom.
I know. I go to school.
Yes,
I went to
of course,
school.
of course.
I was a science student.
I understand.
Not the chemical science student of Olamide. Now, have you ever desired a particular female actress that you're looking like, if I can get an opportunity to act with this guy, I will kiss the hell out of her.
JEDI. JEDI.
You didn't see you come here, me?
JEDI.
It took you.
JEDI. JEDI, how many times did I call
like
you?
8 times?
Oh
like...
my goodness. Why did you have to do this to us?
Oh, okay. You
on
want to...
national television.
Wait, you want to tell me the secret?
Oh, my brother.
Because them not like even me.
There are plenty.
Oh!
That's why I say why you do like that. Oh, JEDI, there are plenty. Oh.
So how do you manage the self-control?
Oh, especially with international. Oh, they are plenty. Oh, they are plenty.
I can't start calling names.
Oh, brother.
Because if I start calling names, you will not start checking my life if I'm a Christian.
Exactly,
do you understand?
please.
But because I know Jesus.
Oh, yes, brother.
Oh, I own myself.
Brotherly. Brother, you have to, man. You have to. The truth is, let's be realistic. I can always say to people, I like to keep it 100 because that's the only way people can learn. You don't just come and say things based out of a place that you're reading another man's script. Speak from a place of experience. Realistically speaking, there's no way in the world that you're acting alongside or opposite a gorgeous woman and who's probably a very strong actor that, come on, you have blood flowing through here, not water. There's no way that they'll not be, and another thing is, there also has to be a believable chemistry.
Acting, no.
It is not easy. People think it's just no, because you then have to shut down a lot of things. Because I know that, look, I'm being professional. This is about the job. It's nothing. After this, we go our separate ways. Okay, you keep it that way. That's the way you try. That's the way you strike a balance. That's the way you strike a balance.
It's very tough.
It is tough, brother.
I've not done a lot of movies, but if you.
JEDI, it is because as an actor, you're taking on the character of another individual. So you have to immerse yourself in that person's life or whatever it is. And in doing so, that means you have to do everything that person will do in the script and what the story and the character portrays. So, but you then have to create a balance here, man. You have to
because I know a lot of people who have a personal relationship with God. There are some things that they believe that they cannot be exposed to. They just want to run away from it. Like a situation of Joseph in the Bible, who with Potiphar's wife, he ran. He didn't pray. He didn't fast.
No,
he ran.
You say to resist the devil, and you understand.
For me, my interpretation there is that woman must have been looking hot, and it was hard for Joseph, who was looking good. Because the woman was one that came to him. He didn't go to her. Oga Madam went to the boy.
That was on a platter.
Yeah, it was a buffet.
It's a buffet.
Oh, it was something you were like,
Oh, yes. Yes.
So the only way he could save himself was to run.
Absolutely.
So there are people who might not understand it from the perspective of being professional on your job as an actor.
Yeah.
That, okay, if the scene requires it, but you have to.
You'd have to, like, a perfect example is this current job we're on right now. It required quite a bit of simulated sex scenes. Simulated sex scenes. And I personally, of course, the directors I work with, like, I try to make them that look. You'd have to choreograph this in a certain way because I don't want to. I don't want to anything that's not going to be tasteful. It has to be tastefully done. Do you understand?
I won't shoot movie. I will never me. I'd rather not shoot it so that I won't offend my God and explain to my wife than to shoot it
and there will be fellowship.
No, how? The way God created sex, my brother, how can you act it? There are people who are professionals who can control it. For me, I've not learned it. I've not gotten to that point.
My brother.
Because if it's especially the kind of woman I'm admiring.
You fall down and and the next thing we hear at the back, the theme song that we play in the back for us. We fall down. We get up.
It reminds me of something I used to talk about on stage where there's a guy that was on a movie set.
Yeah.
It's like an action, but there's still romance, drama, and all. Now, every time it gets to where possibly it's going to involve fight or something, the director had whispered to the extras that, okay, touch him small so that we can get the reaction. So sometimes the blow might not be a full blow, but you might feel a little.
Yes.
So at the end, he was accumulating all the little pain.
Yeah.
And the director was not helpful. Like, cut! No, we have to do it this way. No, let's do it again. Cut! We have to do it. Different scenes. He now got to the scene where he was going to be with the woman.
Yeah.
And he was going to embrace and and he was about to, at that point, use his lip to touch the lip of the woman. As he was about to, they said, cut! Thank you, that's the end of the. She said, no, we have to do it again. We have to do it again. No, we are not. Cut what?
Cut what?
When you were beating me, sis, you didn't cut. You didn't cut. You were cutting to redo.
No, this one you have no way.
My friend,
We must do it.
We'll go on a short break and we'll be right back, okay? We'll continue with some of the questions. Like, when it's time to this thing.
Yeah, you come and say cut for what? No, stop it.
Come back here.
It's a rough place, stop it.
Welcome back. We're still on the show. I'm with my brother, my friend, the multiple award-winning Joeseph Benjamin. And we just, wrapped up talking about, how you're exposed to some things that can alter your faith or can just contradict the faith you believe in and things like that. But it's the reality of the job being an actor. Joeseph has had the opportunity to work on an international set. When I saw my brother on an international set, like this particular series was aired on OWN, Oprah Winfrey's network. So when I say international, it's international because it was shown worldwide. It's one of the, before it went on Netflix, no, it was produced by OWN, then it was on Netflix. And at that point, to be on Netflix, it was a big deal. It was way beyond when our own African movies started coming in on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
I can tell that it was a miracle that came your way that you never expected.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a story to it. And what was the experience like working on that set as compared to the other sets you've worked on? Well, I'm actually talking about Greenleaf. It was season 2 or 3? 2. 3. Yeah, it was season 3. Greenleaf. He was the finance director of the church. And as an African man, he was very scared of how the money was. Hallelujah. What was the experience like working on such international sets? And
wow. So first off, getting that gig was like, because I remember when my agent sent me that audition, I was like, okay, the role is a Nigerian, AK, and coincidentally, the name was Joeseph. Okay, I'm just saying, okay?
Say it again.
Coincidentally.
No, please, rub it. Say it. Rub it. No, you earned it.
Yes,
hello.
The name of the character.
You worked for it.
Yes.
Carried each other.
Yeah,
Say it.
The name of the character was Joeseph. And because the one thing that I've learned over time is never get emotionally attached to any audition. So if you do not get that role, you don't break down or you don't feel a certain way.
Yeah, you're strong enough to keep moving.
To keep moving, regardless of how much work you put into that audition or how you feel about it, never get emotionally attached, okay? So that way, if it doesn't come your way, fine, it was not meant to be at that time, I have one more experience concerning that and I'll share that.
Please, feel free, the floor is yours.
So, when I got it, I was like, oh Lord, maybe this is it. This is the break. This is like, okay. I went ahead and taped the audition and I remember even that time, and doing the funny thing, at that season also, I'd done a clean shave. At that period also, I'd done a clean shave.
Yeah.
Yes, and I went ahead and did the audition, and well, I didn't put my mind on it. I just went ahead. I'm like, okay, we've done it. Let's just keep going. And then I think a couple of weeks later, my agent called me and said, so casting wants to do an availability check. Because they always do availability check once you're probably shortlisted. Once they call you for an availability check, then that means you've been shortlisted. So they want to check to be sure that you're available for the window. And I said, oh yes, I'm available.
Well, no.
Oh, are you kidding me? If any other thing, you need to wait.
Even me, I'll be angry on your behalf if you're not available.
And when they did that, then the couple hours later, on that same day, my agent called me and said, okay, so you've been picked for the role. I'm like, okay. And you know that kind of thing that you don't want to scream on the phone like that.
Yes.
When you get off the phone, You know, I'm like, oh, this is so good. I was so professional about the excitement. Like, wow, this was so good. Like, this is great. He said, yeah. So they said production will call you to get your measurements and schedule a day for you to go do your fitting and all of that stuff. I'm like, okay, no problem. Okay, just keep me posted. What am I gonna fly? Like,
Wait. Production will call you. They'll do fitting.
Yeah, they'll call
Why
you.
did they mention the finance part?
Oh, no. As for that, there's a standard, okay? Because it's a SAG production, so there's a standard. So you get paid per day.
Oh.
You get paid per day. SAG rules, you get paid per day, and typically a baseline is usually like 1,000.
Oh.
Okay, I said that on national television? Crap. Okay.
No, listen. You said the baseline. You didn't say that was what you were paid.
Okay, yeah, great.
No, we know what you were paid.
No, forget.
We don't have to throw it out there.
No. And the funny thing is, people can go online and check SAG rates and all that stuff.
Google it. Google.
Yeah. So that's So that is something that's normally taken care
There
of.
wasn't a need to discuss.
No.
Just they'll call you, schedule, and also take your feet.
Yeah, standard procedure to do that with your agent and all of that stuff, you know. And of course, at the end of the day, because I get paid by my agent, they'll send a check to the agent, and of course, and all that stuff. And then I went for the fitting. They treated me so good and everything. And I was like, oh, great. And then the day of shoot came. I got there, got my own trailer. You know, I just had to put that out there. Okay, so come on. As we were saying, I got my own trailer, you know, nice and good.
Wait, to those of you who don't know what a trailer is.
Okay, cool.
Is there a way I can explain?
No, it's okay.
At least I have an idea. It's not the trailer. Back home where we come from. No. It's called a trailer, but it's like a van.
Yeah, it's like a green room for you.
A green room van.
Yes.
Some come with suits.
Yes.
You have bed, bathroom, everything.
You know.
The food is there.
Yeah.
Like the actors move from trailer to set to trailer. Now, some share trailers.
Yes.
Some don't even have trailers to share. Then some don't even have trailers at all. Now, when they say you have a trailer,
yes. So,
if you have experienced it, people who are close to you will use you for prayer point.
Amen. So that's the thing I got on set. I was hoping but funny thing, the way the story was, it had nothing to do with Oprah on that. So I was actually thinking I would meet her. Okay. Yeah. You know, but I didn't, you know. But of course, I was with Laman Roka and Kim Houghton and all the other people. It was great. And of course, I'm used to a multicam shoot, you know, back in Nigeria when we did Tinsel and all of that, you know. Yeah. So everything was done in the studio. Everything was done in the studio.
Oh, yeah.
So it was a set, it was a purpose-built, you know, and all. And I remember one of the directors asking me, like, you know, it was the main director for that, because they usually have a director for each episode. It's not one director a director for each episode. That's the way these shows are. One director for each episode. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, that maybe sometimes maybe a director will direct 2 episodes. Sometimes, but it's rare. It's usually one director for each episode. Okay. So I remember the director who had casted me for this role said, "Man, when we're talking normally like this, it was like next thing when we got on, it was like, how did you switch?" I'm like, "Well, sir, I'm like, where are you from originally?" I said, "I'm from Nigeria." So really? He said, because I gave them 2 versions of the audition. I said one with the African accent, and one with just a basic English or American accent or whatever you call it. You understand? A generic accent. And they're like, "How did you switch?" I'm like, "Well, you know, it's the job." And like, that was so good. So that was so good. When we saw that, we was like, "Okay, that was good." I'm like, "Thank you." And like a couple of them were asking, "You're Nigerian?" I say, "Yes, I'm Nigerian." I was like,
we are great people.
Oh no, we are very great people.
Yeah, we are great people.
Oh no, we are. And it was.
I just passed my audition. I switched.
Oh, of course.
We are great people.
We are.
Great people.
Yeah, and so it was an amazing experience. And after shooting that was episode 10. Whilst I was there, my agent called me and said that writers are writing, and they had said that, look, they need to write me into episode 11. That am I available? I said, really? I told my agent, Tom.
No. Why are you asking? I thought they've written it.
Guess what, JEDI? Now this is a beautiful part. That's the amazing thing about this thing, especially it's always take yourself to the place where your craft
Speaks for you.
and it is needed. I told people, I said, look, popularity or
Fame.
as it were, is not by how much exposure you put yourself, but it's how much
Of value.
your brand has. That's what I tell people. Listen, it's not about how much post, how much you do, but it's how much of value you have. Let it not be said that when you get on a set, he's there, oh, he's there. No, but let it be said that when they get to a set or an event, oh, he's here? Oh, he's hosting that event? My goodness. Because you've brought your brand and your craft to a point where it is needed. It is sought after. It is sought after. You've placed a premium on your brand. It is sought after. I always tell people, bring yourself to that point. Always bring yourself to that point.
Let it sink.
Yes. And there's a reason why I said that, because I'd given a good performance, so much so, okay, they wrote me into the next episode. Guess what? We had a planned vacation for that period. Me and the family had a planned vacation for that period. And I told my agent that, look, the shoot window, I won't be available. Production shifted, waited for me to come back. Production shifted and waited for me to come back to shoot that episode.
I had something in my heart. I hear a lot of sayings most times, and there was one particularly that struck my heart. It says, when you are in demand, rules break, protocols change to meet your demand.
Absolutely.
That is why when there are people who call and they don't negotiate, in fact, they beg, how much? We are ready to pay to bring you. What will it take to bring you?
Absolutely.
Which date can you give us?
There you go.
Because at that point, you're relevant and you are on demand.
JEDI, I always say to people, beyond even beyond the professional, I say to people, always go and always ensure that you go to where you're celebrated.
And not tolerated.
Not tolerated, because the value that you bring will always be seen where you're celebrated. But your value will never be seen where you're tolerated. You get lost in the crowd. I remember in 1995 was my first production, and I remember that was my first role, and it was of course almost like an extra. I had one line in that show, and my first job in America was almost like an extra. Not Greenleaf, people don't know that part. I was flown to Florida for a show called Claws. It was on a network show, TNT. Production liked me so much when I did my audition that they just wrote me into the show, because the role went to a white person, and everybody in that scene was white. I was literally the only black person, and my role was a relative. Relative to who? They just wanted me on the set. And I even ended up not even saying the lines that they wanted me to. They flew me out to Florida for 2 days, and I ended up having to play an extra because I just pulled somebody out of a set. I remember when somebody saw that thing on Instagram, they said, Joeseph Benjamin, did you just play an extra? Did I see you play an extra on Claws? I say yes, and I'm so proud of it. My first major gig in America. The word she said, Joeseph, I respect your hustle. God bless you.
Look, it doesn't just come easy. There are just some things you have to do to count for the journey you are going to. I've learned a lot today that even as the host of the show, I have personally learned a lot from my brother. Remember, do not allow people to box you into predictability. He also mentioned that perception is not the reality. And this same guy just mentioned a few seconds ago about your value, how things change, how protocols turn around, how things can be recreated just because you bring value into the picture. So never go to where you're tolerated. You could be lost in the crowd, but go to where you're celebrated, because that is where your value is measured. Bro, and people will just be seeing you on TV. They don't know the depth of knowledge you have. So this is what the show brings to you in your vicinity. You just don't know where I'll come and meet you. You just don't know. I might be right next door. You are drinking gari or drinking milk. But I'm doing something to bring it to your table. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, bro.
I appreciate this so much.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, don't worry. A lot of movies are coming up that we're going to be working together, okay?
Yeah.
But thank you very much for being a part of the show. Help me say thank you to Joeseph. You have a new single that is out?
Yes, I Pour My Love. It's out on every
Social media platform.
Yep, every digital distribution network, and I have a new single coming up pretty soon. I'm working.
So you can see his social media handle on the screen right now. Just make sure you go to his page, follow him, and of course, look forward to things that will come out from that page so that you're informed of whatever my brother is doing. It's the one and only Joeseph Benjamin. Thank you for being a part of the show. I appreciate you all for tuning in. My name remains Oluwatosin JEDI Ayo. I'm in your vicinity with JEDI, and therefore, you will see me on the next episode, okay? Have a good one. The bro. Imagine those nuggets that this guy dropped. Just imagine. Joeseph Benjamin, a singer, an actor, I'm sure a writer. And now, shall I add a teacher or a motivational speaker? Thank you, brother, for having me. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for squeezing out time while you were on set to be a guest on my show. I appreciate you so much. Oh my God, that was just amazing. As I told you before, I'll keep saying it, there's always a story behind the glory. There is always a story behind the glory. So I hope you learned a lot from him. And I'm really praying that you keep working and you will achieve what you wish to achieve. I've not left Dallas yet. I'm still having a good time. There's still more to show you. But for you to find out my next guest, please do me the favor, subscribe. Click on the notification button and share. And then on the next episode, you'll find out who my next guest is. Until then, have a good one.